Okay, so we understand that love is built upon humility and respect. And so the Rebbe goes on to explain why the respect and the fear that we're talking about is so critical, because when you just love someone, meaning the sort of Western conventional understanding of what love is, meaning only love them and there's no fear or respect involved, which isn't really love, okay, but let's say it feels like love to you, but there is no fear or respect. You're consumed. What's really happening there is that you're consumed with your feelings towards them as an object, right? As a projection in many ways of what you want them to be. And that love, that it doesn't last, right? Because their unique individuality manifests itself in a way that is different than yours. And very often that unique manifestation of a love that's different than that is the end of that love. I've seen that happen a lot of times, really throughout Jewish history, where there have been people that come and they love the Jews and love the Jews and love the Jews. And then when we don't fall into line, like Luther, right? We don't accept Luther's Messiah and his understanding, then that love turns into hate, because it wasn't real love to begin with. It wasn't respect of our own unique individuality. And I see that even right now. You know, there's groups that I'm in, there's pastors I'm connected to, and I see it happening before my eyes, that this love they have for Israel is falling apart the more they get to know some Jews, because we could be a stiff-necked people. And maybe their congregations around the world, mega pastors, love them and respect them and revere them, but Jews got chutzpah. We're like, no. And they're like, who? How? I just see it happening, right? And because we understand that love, it's built upon humility and respect. And it's so critical, because when you just love someone, right, what happens there? It's the end of that love. But when you respect them, you're focusing on their presence, on their desire, on their individuality, rather than your own, right? This is I think it's a direct quote. If it's not, the fault lies within me. But here's the quote: "Love is my desire to approach you. Respect is my deference, sort of to your otherness. It's my allowing you to be the right to be who you are, that is different than me. Respect doesn't come from love. Love comes built upon respect. That's why we have all these different facets in our relationship with Hashem. Right? Hashem is our king that we must see and perceive and fear and obey. And that, by the way, is the work leading up to and on Rosh Hashanah. Fear, accepting the yoke of the king upon us. And then we have 10 days of atonement, where we focus on the evolution of that respect, of reverence and fear and awe and whatever other words you want to use. But we start building upon that fear a healthy love, the love that a child has for his or her father, right? That judge that from Rosh Hashanah, that judge that we were shivering before, it turns out that judge is our Father who loves us, and that we love and we trust he'll have compassion upon us. But if we don't first go through that Rosh Hashanah experience and fear that king as if he wasn't our Father, then I don't know if we're able to really build up that deeper love of a child to a father. And then comes the holiday of Sukkot, which we'll talk about soon, but where we go into this all full embrace of the Sukkah. The final, deepest facet of that relationship is Sukkot. That's why it's called the holiday of happiness. That is the love of a wife to a husband, because the prophets teach us that love, the wife-husband bond, that is the deepest manifestation of our relationship with Hashem.